Observation file on the farm. Welcome to this course in cowslang. Good work, you did the right thing coming here. I've been obsessing about this for 28 years. My name is Clement Doyer, and it's an honor to speak with you. Cows should live longer. The average age of dairy cows is almost 4 years. It doesn't make sense to me. When I learned that in 1987, I started my research. It went slowly, which is normal. I was the only one, to my knowledge, working this. I'm strictly independent. I never advertised. It would have meant to go public. I had to stay private. I was doing research in a restricted area, animal health. But things have just changed. The rules changed November 17, 2018. Together with the Solidago Lab team and the Solidago freelancers, we have found an effective way to help the dairy farmer better understand his cows and take control of their health. 30 years of preparation. It's about time. Longevity brings profit. This way, they will stay longer in your barn. Longevity is an important factor of profitability. Here's what we found for dairy cows. If the average age is 3 years, well, you might as well forget it. At 4 years and 2 lactations, they will bring you $750 per year per cow. At 5 years, 3 lactation, it'll be more like $1,500 per year, the double. At 6 years, 4 lactations, $3,000 per cow per year. Net income, after expenses, services to the debt, salaries, not forgetting that dairy cows have their best production during lactation 5, 6, and 7. This is incredible. They never get there. The Solidago method. With this in mind, we develop a method of management of the herd that would give the owner the tools to maintain the health of his cows in prevention, respecting the nature of the ruminant and without antibiotics, chemicals, or hormones. The Solidago method assures the autonomy of the farmer while being there for support and training mostly the first year. After that, usually, once the calendar is adjusted, every trimester it is sufficient. First of all, one must know where one is before deciding where to go. For that, we have the cowslang, the language of the cows. This whole thing here is the cowslang. So cowslang as a second language. I have been a foreign language teacher for 8 years. I taught French as a foreign language in Virginia and English as a foreign language in Quebec. To speak French fluently, we need 30,000 words. In English, 3,000. Cowslang, only 50. And on top of that, you don't need to speak cowslang. You don't need to write or to get your ear used to the accent. All you need is to see the signs. That's why I think it will be easy to teach. In fact, I'm sure. You see your cows every day, but you don't really look at them. You get used to looking, and with time, you don't see anymore. So you say to me, how do I know what they have to say? Well, print a copy of the observation sheet and take a pencil and pad to go for a tour around the barn and write down the signs that you recognize on your cows. You will already have an inventory in 15 minutes at the first time. Maybe incomplete, but it's a start. Practice will bring familiarity. You will get it better. You need practice when you learn the language. So, the first time, it's not complete. Now, let's look at the use of the observation cheat sheet. Once you're back from the barn, get the template called the 12 Metabolic Types and transfer your notes on the 12 pages with a highliner. One of these types in particular will jump out. This will tell you the direction of the feed correction necessary. This sheet will also be very useful when you have to get support. But for now, let's look at the observation sheet in detail. Now this part you can fill with yourself, the fax, address, email, telephone, number of heads, etc. Average leukocytes. This, you do it on your own. Drinking water. If you decide to work with us, we will require 2 water analyses, bacteriologic and physicochemical. We want to know the quality, the odor, what does it smell? What type of filter? Do you use a salt filter? If you do, we will put an antidote to this salt in the products that we send to your farm. How's the pH, the minerals, the bacteria? So if you have a surplus of minerals, we will also put an antidote. Now their behavior, try to see if they are aggressive, excited, sleepy, or calm, or tired, or if you hear hunger noises during the rumination, the chains moving. They're not supposed to eat while ruminating. Take note. 1.1.3 flesh state, thinning, losing weight, that you can see by thin front and fat rears. The shoulder blade is visible. There's deep intercostals. The backbone is protruding. Fattening would be the opposite. They're fat in front, and they have thin posteriors. Covered ribs. The neck is down with the head, which weak vitality. Balloon flank, quivering skin, too much energy, like a horse, Falling belly. So you take notes and you write down the number of cows that are showing these signs for every one of the signs. Look at photo. This is a thin cow, deep intercostals. Skinny, in fact. The odor of premises, 2.2.1. If it smells like ammoniac, if there's ammoniac, your eyes will flick upon entry at the door. Caramel silage, that's a special smile. Insufficient bedding, diarrhea, or insufficient ventilation, which happens when the winter is very cold. Skin and hair. This one is very important. You will find most of your signs there. Parasites. The hair can be pulled out around the tail, for instance. Fat skin or dry skin. Fat skin will have dust that adheres to it. You'll see photos. Hair loss. Vertical hairline under the shoulder blade. We will see photo. A tuft of hair between the horns. The toupee. Like if she had taken a shower before you look. It's a sign of weak vitality. Open hair at the top of the spine, fan-like. We'll also show you photo. Curly hair, humidity, same photo. Bristling cheeks, destructured coat in all directions, which is very bad sign. Shining coat, which is good health. Licking and PhD, fringe spots and thyroid spot. You will have photos in a few seconds. Fat skin. Look at the dust adhering on the skin, on the back of this cow, these cows. Vertical hairline below the shoulder blade. Look at it. Recognize it. Note it. Open hair fan-like. This is what it looks like. Right now, I'm not giving you what these signs mean. Curly hair, humid robe. This will come later. Let's first recognize the signs. Fringe spots, gray fringes. I'll tell you right now, this is an excess of protein. You see that on this cows too. These little blue or gray spots in the white. It's shaded. These are all signs the same. A yellow robe. A white robe is supposed to be white, not yellow. This means that the liver is sending bile all over the place because there's an excess of protein. Fan-like again. A shiny robe. This is a healthy cow in good shape. The black is like a mirror, shiny. The white is white, not yellow. See, these are healthy cows. They should always look like that. The state of feces, the manure, do they manure laying down, transit too quick? Grains and fibers in the manure, and traces of diarrhea. This you will note that. See, laying down, the transit is too rapid. To me, it's not enough fibers. Corn grains and feces, that's also a quick transit. And manure on the walls, well, let's not talk about that. Too much is too much. Urines, what color are they? Clear or yellow or very dark? The volume, it should be important volume. It should not come jerky white, like it's a trace, it's a mark. Eyes, do you have tears, flow, and traces at the bottom, like yellow? A third eyelid, there you are with a third eyelid. Swollen eyes. Yellow deposit on the eye, very clear. Yellow flow and deposit under the eye. A third eyelid again. Note it. Write it down. The nose now, is there snot, white or clear? What's the color of the nose? Is it red, yellow, or pink? Pink is the right way. Is there a mustache of dust around it? Yellow nose. Look at what it looks like. I'm sure you've seen that before. Yellow nose, yellow deposit in the eyes. Snot. This one is white snot. It doesn't come from saliva. It comes from the nose. This is very clear snot. Do you see it? This demineralization. A pink nose. That's what it's supposed to be. Feet and members. Are they angled? Is there congestion? Are there cramps, or in case of arthritis, shaking when she gets up or down? Scale, swelling. A carrot with the odor, characteristic odor of digital dermatitis. Panaris after a wound. Inflammation and its consequences. You have red above the hoof, swollen above the hoof, a pink line, a little 1-inch high white line for Osteen that appears to be pink, meaning that the skin is red under. The skin wounds because inflammation thins the skin. So even if a good example of skin wounds with arrows, swelling in front in the oval, and the pink line in the square. Notice that this is one of the most important points, especially in case of too much energy. Extreme inflammation. Look at the pink line, and this cow is suffering. She's dancing the Roomba. She's not comfortable at all. Slow down on the grain. Too much sugar. The feet, a pierced sole, big knees forward or backward, take note. Yellow feet, the hard wall, streaked walls on the hoof, rapid growth, need often paring, hard or soft sole. Look at the feet. Swollen knees, you've seen that. It's touched by an abscess, it's soft, and then it becomes hard. Yellow feet and angled, also very clear. Feed sequence. Do you start with the straw or the dry hay, or do you start with the concentrate? Number of meals. At what time? Avoid from noon to 4 o'clock. It's ruminating time. What type of feed? Is it distributed by RTM? Do you have groups or is it individual? Note. Feed. Now, you look at this and you fill out the dry fodder, first cutting, second cutting, percent protein, etc. The list is not complete, I'm sure, depending on the country and the weather. But note the minerals that you give, probiotics. Ingestion. How many chewing does she get before she ingests? How long does it take her to swallow? Is it regular? Is there a lot of your refused stock? Triage? Some cows eat all day and they never ruminate, they are. Rumination, number of periods. Do you know them? 75% of the cows are laying down. Yes or no? Number of chewing. Stand in front of your cows and wait until one of them swallows, and you start counting until the next time that she stops, after 40 or 50 or 60 or even 70 shots. This is important because it tells you if you have enough bulk, if you have enough fibers, if there's no danger of acidosis. 50 and 60 are the best. Type of mastitis. First, do you have mastitis? It's not normal for cows to have mastitis. Leukocytes, are they very high? And your mastitis, they start with an inflammation where it's red, hard, it hurts, or do you have lumps? Or sometimes the milk turns yellow and watery, the toxic mastitis. Which quarter is affected? I want to know, we want to know. It tells us where the mastitis comes from, what organ. Hind right, hind left, front right, front left. Reproduction, interval, insemination. Maybe you use a bull. Do you do flush or transplantation? Do you have miscarriage, silent heat, heat return? What's your percentage of fertility? Do you have retention, placentary retention, which means that you didn't give the right food 3 weeks before calving? Early womb infection, late womb infection. Demineralization, this is a very important part. Do you see clear tail flow like a heat, but not a sign of heat? Do you see also clear nose flow? This is how they demineralize. Relaxed sphincters, in other words, the milk falls on the ground. This is another sign. Milk fever, how many did you get the last 12 months? A low fertility. This is the thyroid spot that I talked about before. Is it big, like this one, or smaller, much smaller? And this is how we finish, after less than 20 minutes, the observation sheet.